Alright, so we're back with another video. This time I want to focus on the stadium lights. I added those in. Let me show you what those look like. So this is the final one, or the newer version. This is the original one that I did. So you can tell in this one is just a cube stretched out to a rectangle and the cylinder. And then for this one, I added the floodlights. So I made these in Blender, the one little light, and then I repeated it over and over again, and then I just used cylinders for the back part. But let's go over how I made it in Blender because it's a pretty easy shape to make. Now, I kind of know in my head it was like round, but it was hard for me to really like figure out what it looked like. So I was looking all over Google and I found this photo here. Because on Google Maps or Google Earth, the picture I showed you in the last video, I can't really see the lights all that well. So here I was able to see it. So you can tell here there's about, 4, 8, 16, 18 lights here. And you can tell kind of the shape, but that gives me an idea of what it looks like. Oh, because other photos I've seen too, it's like at night, so you can't really see the lights because all you see is light. You can't see the light bulb or the light fixture. Okay, so that gives us a little bit of something to work with. And then I think I should have that photo nearby. So I searched for something like stadium light, but those were all lit, so maybe bulb, stadium light bulb. What did I type? I forgot what I looked for actually. Stadium floodlight, maybe? Yeah, here it is. It was Wikipedia. Okay, so I saw this image and I was like, cool, this shows me that's pretty close to what I want. So let's try to make that in Blender. So I see here it's like a half circle. This part sticks out. It's a pretty easy shape. So I went and simplified it. So let's try that out. Okay, so I'm in Blender. I'm gonna delete A for all to highlight everything and delete what's there. I'm gonna click here to add my shape and I'm gonna create a UV sphere. And I don't need to have 32 segments. I'll go ahead and just cut these in half. Too much. 16 and 8. Okay, so that's a little bit, lower polygon because it's just a light, so it doesn't really need to be that high detail. Okay, I want to cut it in half and probably rotate it sideways. So I'm going to press R to rotate, X to rotate on the X-axis, and get it to about 90 degrees. I can see in the bottom left corner. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, press Tab to go to edit mode. Remember that's down here. And in edit mode, I want to now select half of it. So I'm going to press A to unselect A for all, and then Z to see through everything. And then I press Z, and then B. I know Blender's a lot of little things to click. Something like that for what I'm going to select. Down here I can change if I'm selecting the face or the edges or vertices. Can you hear the dogs barking in the background? Okay, so I have half of it selected, perfect. I'm gonna delete it. I'm gonna delete the faces, and that gives me half of a circle. Okay, but I do want to fill it in, so maybe I'll do the similar technique. Z, B, click and drag. Oops, not the right one, edit mode. Okay, B, click and drag. Okay, and then I can use F to fill it in. Okay, so here's part of my light. Maybe I could just do this and say I'm done, but I'm gonna do a little bit extra. So I have this selected. I'm gonna extrude, E to extrude, remember that pulls it out, and then press escape so it stays in the same spot. And you can tell now there's little dots on the edges. And then I'm gonna scale, so now it's gonna scale in place. Just so the light has a little bit of space to it, that looks pretty good. And now I wanna do the bulb, so maybe I'll extrude again, press escape, scale it in a little bit, maybe even pull it back a little bit, and then that gives me this little angle on the lip, right? And then I'll extrude again, pull it out, and then just start scaling it. That might even be too far. I just want to do a little bit of a light bulb, or not light bulb, but a lens. Something like that. That looks pretty good. Okay, obviously it has these ridges, so maybe I'm going to go to Tools and click Smooth so it smoothens it out. Okay, almost done. I'm going to select the top half. If you look back at that picture, has this like shade on top, so I'm going to select the top half and pull that out. I'm holding Shift and I'm right clicking on all the faces that I want to select. Okay, and then I'll press E to extrude, pull that out, maybe adjust it a little bit. And then maybe I'll even scale this, the whole thing. Okay, let's see, I want to go to Object Mode, Scale X, no, Scale Y, SY. Okay, I'll pull it out just a little bit, just so it's not so round. And that's pretty good. Okay, I think the other thing that I did was I selected this inside part to make it a different object, so that way it was easier to color. So I'm just holding Shift right now and right clicking on all these. I know there's like better ways to do this. Maybe I can press B. Just sometimes it's hard to like get all the parts that you want. Okay, so that's selected, I can press P and I'm going to separate by selection. So now when I put that into Unity, it's in two pieces. Okay, so I can save it. I'll call this Floodlight 2. And then I'll export FBX. Okay, go into Unity. Now I have it set up where when I export from Blender, it goes straight into Unity, so that makes things a lot easier. Okay, and then I'm going to, well, I already put them in, so, but let me show you how that looks. Okay, so I'm gonna look for my floodlight. Here's Floodlight 2, the one we just made. Gonna drag that in here. So I searched for the project in the project folder and then brought it in so you can see the light. You know, I can move it, I can add colors. Okay, here are my colors. So I think I added like gray to it. And then for the lens, I did blue because that kind of looks like a glass or so. So blue lens. And there's my light. Okay, and I went ahead and added them already. So let me hide the old ones and I will bring out the new ones. Okay, I used the wrong gray, but you can see it here now. Okay, but yeah, there's my shape. I got a cylinder in the back. I repeated it, rotated it, bam. And there are the lights, which are way bigger than they would be in real life, but I don't know, it looks cooler this way, so let's just keep it. Okay, that's how I made the stadium lights. Hopefully you've learned some things through this video. Let me know if you have questions or what I should make next. All right, bye.